Hi, I wanted to spend a few minutes with you guys to go over the resource notebook and the child case study. As you know already, you're going to be spending 40 hours in a child care setting working with one child. During this time, you're going to observe 6 different domains, which are kind of like subjects, learning physical, cognitive, language and literacy, social, emotional, and the arts. You're going to have these 6 sections in your notebook or your online file. And from there, in each of those, you're going to do 5 assessments. So for each of the 6 domains, you're going to do 5 assessments. The first kind of assessment you're going to learn about is anecdotal records. These are basically just notes that you take of what you see the child do and what you hear them say. That is it. From there, you're going to code them, which you'll learn how to do, but it's basically color coding it based on the domains that you observe. The next one is a checklist. So you'll do a checklist for each domain. And the way you're going to find the content of your checklist is to use the learning standards that apply to your child. So if you have a child birth through age 5, you're going to use milestones of child development. And if you have a child in kindergarten to 3rd grade, you're going to use Virginia SOLs. So you're going to use those and check where the child is at beginning, mastered, and so forth. The third kind of assessment is a structured observation. For this, what you're going to do is actually plan an activity where you're going to observe the child do something that you haven't yet seen them do. So, for instance, maybe you have observed them do a lot of things, but you have not observed them explore the shapes and colors of objects, which is a visual arts indicator. So, you might do a structured observation where you put a bunch of crayons on the table and ask the child to identify them to see if they know their colors and so forth. So, you'll do 5 of those or 6 of those, one for each domain. The next one is visual documentation. This can be anything that the child creates or a picture of them doing something. So it can be art, it can be writing or scribbling, it can be pictures of the child. For instance, you might have a picture of a child climbing outside, and that would fall under the physical domain. So it's some form of visual documentation that you have observed the child do. And finally, the last of the 5 things you're going to do for each domain is a summary. So on this, all you are going to do is take all those assessments you just did and summarize what you have found the child can do. So you'll say, for instance, according to my anecdotal records, the child explores shapes and colors of objects. So you're going to say in your summary how you found out. So, according to anecdotal records, checklist, structured observation, visual documentation. And then you're going to say what you learned the child can do. You are not going to say what they can't do. You are not going to say they're behind or they're on track. You are simply reporting what the child can do. So then from there, you're going to create a parent questionnaire because parents are a huge puzzle piece of looking at the whole child's development. So you're going to create a parent questionnaire and send it home to the parents to get some background information. Finally, what you're going to do is create a case study where you are going to put the background information you learned from the parent questionnaire. You're going to talk about a couple child development theories that you see in your observation with this child. So don't worry, we're going to go over that towards the end of the semester. You'll see plenty of theories. You already know theories probably, but you're going to get reminded of them. Then you are going to basically copy and paste each of your summaries in there to talk about the domains. You'll talk about 2 different areas that the child can continue developing in, and also how they have opportunities in their life to continue those. So you might say they have 2 supportive parents at home, or things like that. So that'll complete everything for the whole semester. And once you're done with your digital resource notebook, you will have a really cool link that you're going to share with me to grade it. But you can also put on your resume so that you can show potential employers that you know how to developmentally appropriate observe and assess children. So that's what our semester is going to look like. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. You can email me, you can call me, or you can text me, and we can always meet on Zoom. All right, guys, have a good one.